Hi all and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to talk about this topic that a lot of you requested me to talk about, and it goes by what are the career options for dentists in USA after doing their BDS or their undergraduate dentistry program from their home country. So before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Jaskirat and I am currently a DDS Advanced standing student at NYU College of Dentistry here in New York. I just got done with my clinics a while back and I was going through my emails and I had gotten so many emails. One of my reels actually went viral and it was, I think, a short reel and it talked about different career options in USA for dentists. And it has, as of now, as I'm talking to you, it has around 250,000 views and it's counting. So even though I have spoken about this topic a lot in a lot of my previous videos, I thought let me, make a series of videos detailing each and every topic, like each and every career option that you have. But I have a condition here. This video in particular is going to be an introductory video and a very short video in which I will be talking about 5 different career options that you can pursue after doing your BDS from India, Pakistan, or your home country, the career options like in the US. Now, I will also be making another full video series talking about each and every option about how to get into that, what are the requirements and how much do you make, like how much do you earn after doing that particular course. But I have a condition. Each and every one of you has to comment on this video and you have to tell which program are you interested in me making a video about. Not only that, you have to share this video on Instagram and tag me in your Instagram stories because I put in a lot of effort and time into making these videos. And if I don't get that kind of encouragement or response from you, I might have to reconsider putting my time into this. So before we begin with anything else, I also wanted to let you know that I get so many emails from you, and I'm grateful to you guys for your continued support. And I'm happy to help anyone who has any kind of concerns. This is the email address. Just write an email, and then someone from my team will get in touch with you. Now, let's get started. For say you are done with your BDS in India and you want to move to the US, what are the career options that you can pursue after your BDS in India or Pakistan or anywhere else? So let me talk about the first career option that I am currently pursuing, which is DDS degree. So there is a DDS and then there is a DMD degree. Both are exactly the same. It's just in some of the states you call them DDS, that is Doctor of Dental Surgery, and in some states you call it DMD, which is Doctor of Dental Medicine. So what is this entire course about? So it is, more like a licensure program. So if, for say, like talking about me, I was a dentist in India, I was working there, and then I wanted to work in the US as a dentist, treat patients and do the same clinical work that I was doing earlier. So for that, I would need to get my license to practice in US, and DDS and DMD are considered the most competitive but also like the best courses that you can get into if you want to practice in the US, because these courses, they provide you like a license that is kind of valid in all 50 states. I will be talking about some other things that you can pursue, but before that, let me just clear that out. Like there is another course that I'll be talking about shortly, which is called AGD. But with AGD, you get limited licensure, and the rules about it can change at any time. But let me come to that. So DDS or DMD, it's usually a 2 to 3 year program. The entire application of how to go about it, it is there. The link is in description. I have already made a long video about that. The video goes by BDS to DDS, how do you go about it. So do watch that video for complete information. The best part about pursuing this program is that you get a licensure to practice in all 50 states, and then you have to apply for a statewide license. But overall, if you are someone who is very much inclined towards clinical dentistry and you really like treating patients, and that is something that you are actually passionate about, the clinical side of dentistry, then this course is for you. It's a very competitive course. With God's grace, I was kind of blessed to get in my first go. I applied last year in in May to NYU, and I got accepted in August, like in 2 or 3 months. I was lucky, but usually that's not the case with a majority of people. People usually have to apply for 2 or 3 cycles. So it's very competitive, but do watch my other video. It will tell you how to go about it and, like, what are the requirements you need to have and everything else. Now, depending on the state that you practice in, some of the other, like, some small details, or you can say the laws can vary, but then again, you can always move from state to state with the degree that you have and just apply for a state licensure and, like, get done with it, like start practicing in the US just like how you are practicing in India. So that was the first career option that you have. Talking about the second career option, it is AEGD. Now, again, it's Advanced Education in General Dentistry. It is again a very competitive program to get in, and it is, as compared to DDS, which is usually 2 or 3 years long, AEGD is usually 1 to 2 years long, and you don't get a DDS title after that. So, for example, if I did my BDS and then I pursued AEGD, then my name would be like Jaskirat or BDS, AEGD. So it's a completely different thing. Now, AEGD is Advanced Education in General Dentistry. In that particular course, you get to perform some little bit more advanced procedures. So usually for some of the people who are, like, from here and they do their DDS from here, they usually pursue AEGD just like, as an advanced course to get some more hands-on clinical experience in dentistry. But some schools do accept candidates who have done their BDS from India and then want to, like, practice in the US. Now, the only drawback of this course is that you get a very limited licensure. There are some states in which you can practice, and you cannot practice in all the states that freely. So I have more information to offer you on AEGD, but I will be making that video only if I get at least 100 comments on this particular video of mine, and everyone has to comment what course they are interested in and what video should I make on. If I don't get that, I will not be making that video. I'm not kidding. Third option that you have is MPH, which is Masters in Public Health. And now then, it can again be like, for some universities have MPD, Masters in like Public Health, Dentistry, something like that. So actually, I have a lot of friends who have gotten into these programs and they have, done MPH. One main reason being, it is very, very easy to get into an MPH program in the US after your BDS. It's a completely non-clinical program. It's more research oriented. It's more analysis oriented, statistics oriented, and there is no cutthroat competition to get into an MPH program like how you have in DDS and DMD. But after that, once you do your MPH, you are in a different route. You are almost almost you just leave kind of your clinical dentistry, and what you're doing is, after you graduate, you're working with NGOs, you're working in universities, you're working with different companies who have these positions where you have to do some statistical analysis and stuff like that. And what else? Yes, and I have some friends who did their MPH and then they are working with some insurance companies. So it is like, it's a route, but it is completely different from DDS and DMD, and you don't get to treat any patients at all. But it is quite easier to get in. And again, I will be talking more about it in a separate video only if I get a certain number of comments, and if you share a story of this video with the link on your Instagram and tag me, so I know I should be making a video on that. So talking about the fourth option that you guys have, it's getting kind of dark now, but it is called being a dental assistant. A dental assistant, basically what he or she does is they assist dentists in all of their surgeries and all of the procedures. So it is something very similar to what dental assistants do in India. It also includes sterilization of instruments and keeping instruments, making up chairs before the dentist comes in, taking vitals of the patient, doing the initial charting, helping with perio charting and all of that kind of stuff. But you would be surprised why I'm giving you this as an option, because what I have seen is, because I have had so many friends who are, either doing their MPH or AEGD or DDS DMD here in the US, and a lot of them have also worked as dental assistants. And usually it is not like, a dentist would not ever want to be like, oh, I want to be a dental assistant, but people usually take up that, profession because it helps them get an advantage when they apply for the DDS or DMD programs. I also know some foreign trained dentists. I have a friend and she's from Nepal, and she's quite older to me, 15 to 20 years, and she has been working as a dental assistant here for the longest time, and she's happy with that. And when I asked her that you used to be a dentist in Nepal, and why did you choose being a dental assistant here? So she told me that she wanted to focus more on her family life, and being a dental assistant was like less work for her, and this is something she enjoyed. She didn't want the stress that comes with, being on your toes as a dentist 24/7. So everyone has their own choices, but yes, this is also a position that you can consider if you are someone who wants to you're aiming for DDS or DMD in future. You can also be a dental assistant for a short while, save some money, get some hands-on experience while working in clinics, get accustomed to the American healthcare system here. And I have a lot more to talk about, but again, you guys need to comment and share the story. Now, talking about the last option or career option that I would say that you can have is, it is actually not the last. I have 5 more career options that dentists can pursue, but I'll be making a separate video on it. And it is being a dental hygienist. So dental hygienists in the US, they perform a lot of cleanings and SRPs, and they help dentists with a lot of perio procedures at times. Again, the licensure, what they exactly do, it varies from state to state. Every state has a different dental hygienist license, and some hygienists can do a couple more things, and in some states the hygienists have a bit limitations on what they can do. But again, this is another thing that you can pursue. I had a friend, and her story was that she applied to the DDS cycle 4 times, DDS DMD cycle 4 times. She moved to the US in 2014. After that, for 4 consecutive years she was applying, and she didn't get into DDS or DMD. So after 4 years, she was like, okay, I'm done. Let me just become a dental hygienist. And she took up hygiene, and now she's making good money. She is working in a dental clinic, and she has that work-life balance. So she's usually whatever all the cleanings and SRPs that come in that clinic. Every clinic has a different patient, you can say kind of flow, and how they segregate their patients amongst dentists. So in her clinic, all of the cleanings and all of the SRPs are done by that hygienist. So she is really, making good money, and she's very happy with where she is in her life. So that is another option that you have. How to pursue that and how to go ahead with that, again, I will be making a separate video on that. I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to comment which profession or which option would you want me to make a video on first. And don't forget me to tag me on your Instagram stories. This is my Instagram handle right here, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.